do not unmute yourself because that may unnecessarily disturb all other participants. We will be providing recording of this particular session on GSS YouTube channel. So I will post the link maybe within 3-4 days after this particular session. The old episodes are available on GSS YouTube channel. Please switch off your camera so that it will be good for better reception of entire session for you. Then in case if the session gets interrupted in between, please do log in again on the same coordinates of Zoom call. The session will run from 7 to 8:30, and at the end of session we'll have question answer session with our today's speaker. Before we start, please do follow our Facebook page for Mehta Jivache as well as for Jan Seva for update on our regular activities and regular program. And as I told you, we have GSS YouTube channel where we post all these videos. Till now, we have been covering as part of New Era Career. Jivache is very active in the field of Sahitya, Sangeet, Srujan, and Sahvas. We started this series 10 weeks back, and we have really very good success and very good speakers. We covered so many very different career aspects, and that was the entire motive in this particular series. Starting from technology interplay to careers in law to careers in liberal arts, we've been getting so many speakers. Today we have specific subject where Dr. Kane will talk about dealing with psychology of student, ways of counseling and tackling. We had 18 speakers till now and 10 episodes, and these are all speakers. We are really thankful to them for making this successful. Our upcoming speakers are Ms. Bhagyashree Panchali. She will talk about a very different subject, careers in classical music. Then we have Swati Maheshi. She will talk about careers in technical publications. She is from Springer, which is one of the leading technical publication house globally. That will be on the 5th of July. And then we have careers in professional photography. This session will be conducted. This is a tentative session. I have yet to get confirmation from speaker. The well-known professional photographer, Mr. Praveen Talan. So these are some speakers in pipeline. We are still discussing with few of other professions and other careers with some of our members, some of our known people who can add a lot of value to this particular series. With this, I hand over this session incidentally to today's speaker, Dr. Narendra Kane. Normally, Pasaidan is sung by our great friend Mr. Atul Kinikar. Unfortunately, today he is not available and he's facing some technical glitch, and Dr. Kane came for our rescue. He will sing Pasaidan for us today. Over to you, Dr. Kane. I think we need to unmute you. Just 1 minute. Yes.
आता विश्वात्मके देवे येणे वाग्यज्ञे तोषावे तोषोनी मज द्यावे पसायदान हे जे खळांची व्यंकटी सांडो तया सत्कर्मी रतिवाढो भूता परस्परे पडो मैत्र जीवांचे दुरितांचे तिमिर जाओ विश्वस्वधर्म सूर्ये पाहो, जो जे वांछील तो ते लाहो, प्राणिजात वर्षत सकळ मंगळी, ईश्वर निष्ठांची मांदियाळी, अनवरत भूमंडळी भेटतो भूता, चला कल्पतरूंचे आरव, चेतना चिंतामणींचे गाव, बोलते जे अर्णव पियुषांचे, चंद्रमे जे अलांछन, मार्तंड जेता पहीन, ते सर्वाही सदा सज्जन, सोय रे हो तू, किंबहुना सर्व सुखी, पूर्ण होनी तिन्ही लोकी, भजी जो आदि पुरुखी अखंडित, आणि ग्रंथोपजीविये, विशेषी लोकिये, दृष्टा दृष्ट विजये होवावे जी, येथ म्हणे श्री विश्वेश्वरावो, हा होईल दान पसाओ, येणे वरे ज्ञान देव, सुखिया झाला.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Prashant.
I think we have Atul. Atul, would you please introduce Dr. Narendra? Atul, are you in position to hear?
Hello.
I think we'll have to unmute him.
I actually not to play properly.
Darbhai
Okay.
sahab, I think Atul is not audible.
Yeah, no issues. I think there is a problem with end. Atul, understand? I will introduce. Don't worry. So thank you, Dr. Narendra.
Please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Narendra, for wonderful Pasaidan today. As Atul was facing some issue, so Dr. Narendra very well took that over, and we could hear the wonderful Pasaidan from Dr. Narendra. So let me introduce Dr. Narendra Kane. He's a very dear friend of mine. That's the first introduction I would like to do. So Dr. Narendra Kane is working as a principal of Bajaj Institute of Technology, Wardha, from 3 years. He has worked in capacity of Dean School of Engineering, GH Rasaini University, MP, and as principal of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Nagpur, for 6 years. He has experience of 28 years in the field of teaching and research in environmental engineering, which includes teaching in undergraduates and postgraduates. Earlier, he has worked at VNIT, National Engineering Institute, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, that is NEERI, Nagpur, Invar Techno Consultant. He has worked with Sri Narayan Polytechnic, Wardha, and as we talked, GH Rasayani College of Engineering, Nagpur. He visited Ohio State University, United States of America in 2006 and recently in August 2013. He also visited Lamar University, Texas, USA in 2013. for lecture and collaborative research. He was invited to Hohei University, Nanjing, China, for presenting his research paper in international conference in 2008. He was a group study exchange program team member of Rotary International to OU, United States of America in 2006. He has to his credit 7 patents registered in water resource and environment and energy engineering field. He has 40 research papers published in international and national journals and conferences. He is a recognized supervisor of PhD in Nagpur University. 6 PhDs in civil engineering he has been awarded under his guidance. Besides his academic track, he is a member of Rotary Club. He is a founder of Saral Manohar, an NGO in social and cultural field. Life member of Indian Society for Technical Education, Indian Concrete Institute, Institute of Civil Engineers, India. He worked under National Committee of Rajiv Gandhi Drinking Water Mission in Gujarat and Rajasthan states. Conducting environmental awareness camps, personality development workshop, and guidance and counseling to youngsters are his interest areas. He is known for his versatility as he has to his credit many debate allocation competition shields. He is a professional singer and a performer of folk dance too. He composes the Marathi, Hindi, English formal and cultural program. He believes in proverb, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. So welcome Narendra, and over to you.
Well, thank you. Let me share my file. Well, thank you so much, Prashant. Thank you so much, Appa Sahib. And it is wonderful to connect with you people. And thanks for such a wonderful introduction of mine. Actually, it has been provided by me only, so it will always be bigger than what I am. But today I'm really glad because I will not be speaking on some environmental engineering, or I will not be much dealing in technical aspects, because being in administration from last 10 years as a principal of engineering institution, I thought that today's youth are totally different. We were in different generation, they are in different generation, and there is always a generation gap. And this generation gap works something. So today's topic which I am dealing with is behavioral traits, dealing with them, how you can facilitate and how you can orient the youth of today. But of course, today is a very different day, because I'll just say that it is a Panchamrut Yoga. Today is the International Yoga Day. It's Father's Day. It's a World Music Day today. Then I remember the 4th day. You remember it?
It's a music and yoga.
Music, yoga, Father's Day. Then it's a longest day in a year, and then today was the solar eclipse. So these 5 yogas were there today, and I think this is a wonderful occasion that I would be able to connect with people on very different issue where most of the people are worried about in today's world. With a very nice quote of Mr. Shiv Khera, winners don't do different things, they do the things differently. And I feel that I got an opportunity to work with the youth in a very different fashion. I'm facilitating them and orienting them. Might not be, I will be focusing on all the aspects which I dealt with in last 10 years. But please, if there are any psychologists in the audiences, please bear with me, because I am not a psychologist, but still I think psychology is a thing of practice. You may deal with some of the problems, you may not be theoretically knowing their essence of dealing such kind of problems, but if you have an experience, you always get the facets to your personality that you can always deal with such problem. So let us begin today's presentation with a very positive remark, which is called as opening remark for me, is each generation has unique differences. Understanding these differences helps older generations understand and better empathize with their children and grandchildren. Often this understanding helps bridge many gaps as it becomes clear that each generation has both strengths as well as weaknesses. We also have some strengths, we have weaknesses. So every generation has weakness. But today, when people talk more about negative things of today's generation, I would start with a very positive note that I find a different spark in today's generation. Though we are blaming them for several reasons, but there are several aspects which we can bank on. There are several things which this youth is possessing, and of course we have to deal with this, because these are the future generation. On these shoulders we are going to have lot of responsibilities of nation building. So as nation builders, we think that we should see all the positive aspects of this youth and just work on the weaknesses. I won't say that those are the negative aspects, but when generally we speak, we say that today's youth is like this and that, and we always give bad or derogatory remarks on them. So let us not do that. To go ahead, what are the general views of for today's generation? So as I told, that be very positive. So think about the positive aspects which today's generation possess. The most important aspect today's generation possesses is they embrace technological change. Our generation is slow in embracing the technological change, or slower than them, because we call them as Z generation, and this generation is very fast. They understand the technology, they imbibe the technological changes so well that we are quite dependent on them. Okay, as a father of 23 years old and 19 years old son, I always take help of him. Even today's session started with the help of my younger son, who gave me a tanpura, who gave me all, who shared my file. So these people are always eager to help. They are very, very confident. Their confidence is at higher level than the rest of the generation. When we talk about their intelligence, and if you conduct the IQ test of these people, you will find that their intelligence quotient is very high. Why you speak about this generation? Just take an example of a child who can imbibe anything seeing on television, who can just remember the numbers, remember the capitals of different states of the India. So these are the things which these generations are becoming more intelligent. They are very curious. This generation is very curious about things, and they will try to know each and every aspect. They will try to find out the facts behind everything. They just don't go on what you are telling them. They are very, very curious. Innovation, of course, comes by way. They are innovative. They are finding the ways how we can do the things differently, and then they try to do certain smaller things which are very, very innovative. So we were not innovative. We were not thinking in such directions. Always I find that these youths are considering total aspects. They are diverting their thoughts in various directions, and that's why they are always innovative. And while doing this innovation, you will find that their problem solving ability is very, very good. Most important thing which we talk about social things is they are accepting the diversity. They won't speak about caste, creed, religion, which the other generations were speaking a lot. But now you will find that this generation is known for diversity. They will understand. They don't consider that this person is of this caste or this region, so I won't be going ahead. So this is a very nice thing which is happening. This is a positive change in today's youth which I am finding. They are really risk takers. They take high risk. They will start their startups, they will go for innovations, they will try to be good entrepreneurs. So they have understood the essence of being own, being their self. So that's why we say that these are risk takers, and most of the times you know that without taking a risk no one can be successful. And the most important thing which people talk is they are practical. So they are more practical, but this is positive aspect. right? Because if they are practical, they would be dealing with the problems very differently. When you talk about something, they say that don't think much about this, let the things come, let it be pursued properly. So this is what is called as practicability. It is helping them a lot. It is helping them to succeed in their academics. It is helping them to become successful in their professional life. So these are, in short, some of the general views of people, but I always feel that these are very, very positive aspects today's generation is have imbibed. In fact, when we talk about the reverse of the things, we always have general views that these people are unable to resist pressures. This is happening. Deadly competition is there. Population has increased, so many people, so many education institutes have opened, and then it is posing a challenge for them. So this challenge is causing some pressures, because everybody wants to go for a good job, everybody wants to go for a good education institution. So naturally these pressures work, and definitely sometimes these are the people in consultation with their parents or friends, so they become directionless, and then sometimes they could not resist the pressure. The important aspect which I feel regarding this generation is they want everything very easy going way. They don't want to walk 2-3 miles to 3 kilometers for doing certain things. They want everything easy in their hands, because everything is now at their palms. So online marketing, online purchasing, everything they want very easily. So if you ask them to do hard work, they are slightly bothered about that. So this is what is a weakness which we will have to work on. Sometimes some of them give up very early, as they are not programmed for struggle. So because they don't know struggle, right from childhood we started giving them very easily whatever their demands were there, because now we have only one or two sons or daughters, and then we find that it's quite easy. The purchasing power of the people have increased. So most of the time what happens, it is our fault. We try to give them best, whatever they demand we immediately fulfill their demand, so they don't know how to struggle for the things. It is very important that from childhood they should have some struggle. Everyone says that they should have a habit of listening to no. No, you wouldn't be getting it. No, it's not possible for me. If the parents restrict them for certain things, their words will be programmed for struggle. This is very important. If they don't get the things easily, if they don't get good admissions, if they don't get good jobs, if their friendships are not working, if the parental relationships are not working, this youth become very stressful. Next important thing which I observe, lack of interest. If you ask them that there is some function in relatives home, would you be accompanying us, they would straight away say no, we are not interested. Your interest and our interests are totally different. They are not bothered about the surroundings. This is what is commonly observed nowadays, because after 16 or 17 you will find that these people, they just deviate. It is always said in our Indian culture that lalayet panchavarshani dashavarshani tadayet prapte tu shodashe varshe putre mitravat acharet. Right? Means up to 5 years you have to just provide them good things. Okay, you have to encourage them, you have to take them as it is, because they are children. आप उनकी जितनी भी डिमांड्स हो, बहुत लाड़ प्यार से उनको आप ग्रूम करने की कोशिश करो. Then from 5 to 10 years you will have to punish them for the things which they are not doing in discipline. So if they are disturbing, so you will have to punish them. Sometimes you will have to slap them also. This has become rare nowadays. The parents won't slap, but some things you think that chadi lage cham cham vidya ye gham gham is still workable at some instances that we have forgotten. So we should do that. Otherwise what will happen, they will take you for granted. If you ask them that you have to accompany me there, you will have to be with the relatives, you have to deal with your cousins, they normally say no. They want to be in themselves. They want to be restricted to their rooms and to their mobiles and their gadgets. That's why about the surroundings they are not much bothering about. That's why they are unable to build good relationships. If at all they build relationships, what happens? They just develop friendships, maybe among their own male counterparts or females. And if they develop further relationship, which they nowadays call boyfriend or a girlfriend culture, you will find that most of the times these relationships are very fragile, because they are not much on the qualities, inherent qualities. They are much on the physique. Most of the time, even you will find that the girls are nowadays finding boys who are well built, who are good looking. So their criteria are totally different. And that's why sometimes if they don't succeed in doing that, or if they compare with other friends, they will find that I am not getting the things which my friend is getting. And in such ways, their relationships really become fragile. And they will find that keeping balance of relationships is very, very difficult. So that's why many problems are occurring. Even they can't keep very nice friends. You just refer to our generation, we still have our childhood friends, right? Even we have WhatsApp groups of our childhood friends, even primary friends. I normally, or we normally chat with them, and there is a good exchange of the things which we are doing. We are still sharing our very private things or with our childhood friends. These today's youth have temporary relationships. So this is their problem, which is occurring quite quite well nowadays, because they will find that this is time being. So they will find that for my this kind of a work, these people are good, then they will change their relationships. So most of the time they will find this, and you will find that these people are staying with their friends. Other social engagements they don't accept, because they always feel that parental things are burden. People will they don't like that people ask them some question: what are you doing, what are your aims, and then what are you going to do, are you going to learn in foreign universities? These are the questions which our generation is asking very frequently to today's youth, and they don't like it at all. They know that people have very prototype questions to ask, and that's why they avoid going into, and they don't have social engagements. And in such cases, this youth prefer to stay in isolation. And if they start staying in isolation, they start developing certain psychological disorders. Most of them cannot tackle loneliness, but they are prone to such isolations. And then 40% of them would succeed in getting better, but 60% of them may develop some psychological disorders, because they are not being among the social fields. You will find that man is a social animal, so he always require company. So if company is there, he will share things, he will care for them, and then naturally some developments will occur. This is what is called, in fact, as a personality development right from childhood, because development of personality in several of such aspects is a process which happens from childhood. This generation, I am also finding out that they are not really expressive. Like, even I am so expressive today that with my best friends, with my wife, even with my sons, I express everything: what I am doing, what I am trying to do, what are my expectations from other people. I'm so expressive. And then I always find that my sons are not expressing so many things. They are just keeping something on their mobile. They are talking, or just in a very low voice with their friends. And then when we ask them what is happening, they say nothing, it's casual. So we always have some expectations that they will share with us, because we have an ability of sharing everything. But these people are not really expressive. They won't let you know what is exactly happening in their minds. So then we become panic. We really find that how we can extract the things from them. Then we start developing negative feeling that इसको कोई गर्लफ्रेंड तो नहीं होगी, इसको कोई बॉयफ्रेंड तो नहीं होगा. इस तरीके से ख्याल हमारे दिमाग में आते रहते हैं. Then we start developing negative, and then it creates a debate. It creates a gap of communication between the parents and their wards. So I think today's generation need to be slightly more expressive. And because of this less expression, isolation, you will find that their e-communication has increased a lot. Means they will be on WhatsApp, they will be on Facebook, or other whatever other chatting devices and apps they are utilizing. So they are doing a lot, and then they feel that messaging is always good, texting is always good. We won't speak directly. If you ask them that your cousin's birthday is there, you just call him and make a communication for a minute, or he or she says that, no, I have sent him a message, no need to call. It is not required at all. So they have increased e-communication, but they have decreased in-person communication. So this is causing some problems because they are losing that intimacy. The intimacy which we have with our cousins, with we have with our friends, is not there in today's generation. Most of the times, that's why we say that today's generation is becoming self-centric. And this is a common view of people. You must be agreeing with me that these people, they are more self-centric. You will find that they always think about them first. This is general view. I'm not like, there may be exceptions. There are always exceptions. You will find some good people with good family background. They are mixing with the family very nicely. There are always exceptions, but these are the general views which I found in today's generation. So this happens because of several behavior patterns, and these behavior patterns are based on the 4 quotients which any person has. The first quotient, all of you know, that is intelligent quotient, and you know several aptitudes and several scholarship type of questions we deal to find out how intelligent a person is. It reflects the numerical abilities, it reflects the problem solving abilities, it reflects how a person is good in logic and how analytically the person can think. So this is regarding a scholarship of an individual. So it is dealing with what type of education the person should go for. Second thing is very, very important, which is called as emotional quotient, EQ. Okay, when people say that emotional quotient is high, it actually is bad for us, because emotional quotient is high means the person is very practical. The person is not thinking much about the surroundings or not much about things. But there are different perceptions according to psychology, from psychologists to psychologists, that emotional quotient should be balanced, because they should have the better relationships with their friends, they should empathize with friends and families, they should balance the things with others, and that's what it is called as emotional quotient. If this emotional quotient is balanced, this today's generation will behave very nicely. They will be successful in their education institutes, in their careers. So this has to be looked for. I think people, when they become 18 years of age, 18 to 20, they should take the emotional quotient test. It is very, very essential that how they are seeing towards the problems. I know everybody has gone through this quotient, because just recently we had an incidence of a suicide by Indian film actor. And then these were quite discussed a lot, that a person should have social quotient. Means a person, because man is a social animal, you have to have dealing with people. You should have some shoulders on which you should cry. You should have people with whom you can share everything. अगर दिल खोला होता दोस्तों के पास, तो जाना नहीं पड़ता दिल के डॉक्टर के पास. ऐसे मैंने एक हार्ट हॉस्पिटल के बाहर लिखा हुआ दिखा, and I thought it is very, very apt. If you have people with whom you can share everything, you will find that you are well placed. You are means very open. So that's what your social quotient should be. Very nice. You should be mixing with people, you should be sharing, you should care for people, you should respect the elder ones. Everything should be there. So this is what is called, what is included in social quotient. So several questions are there on which people are asked, and there are several combinations which decide what kind of social quotient a person has. And the last quotient is adversary quotient. I already mentioned in my previous slide that the today's youth is not programmed for struggle. Okay, they should struggle. They should have some struggle. They should get some difficulty in getting some things. This is what is called as adverse situation, crisis management. If there is crisis in the life, they should deal with it. They should tackle of their own, and then they will find the solutions of their own. They should know, if such situation comes, how should I behave, what should be my reaction, what should be my steps. And if these steps are contemplated properly, their adversary quotient will be fine, and then they will be dealing with different kind of situations which will come in life, and then they will not be getting frustrated. They will not take extreme steps which not only harming them but also to their family. So these quotients are very, very important, and I feel that today's era demands that people should go in a particular age about finding out these quotients, so that they should know and their parents should know what kind of a person my ward is. It is very, very important. So if these quotients are not proper, what general impacts they will occur? So here I will be just quoting some examples which I came across. First important thing is arguments. Now, if you just, I already told that I have 23 years old and 19 years old sons. So if you try to just nag them and try to tell them several things which they already know, they become irritated. And if they are not agreeing to something which they have expressed already, but still you are focusing that you should do that and you should that, then they get involved in argument. So this is a common problem. So if once the argument starts, then there becomes a gap between relationship of parents and the wards. So this should be avoided. There should always be a healthy discussion between the parents and the wards. Then you will find that if these are frequently happening, then there is a disrespectful behavior which is reflected. You will find that if their consent was not there, if they were not ready and you took them to a social function, when you will try to introduce them to your relatives, they will show such a body language that you will be just embarrassed. This is what is called as a disrespectful behavior, because you didn't respect their own opinions, that they didn't want to come. So this is happening nowadays because we are forcing them. They want to be independent. And in such time, when they have some different engagement, they might have committed to their friends, they might have some things to watch, and then we are asking them to just show that these are my sons, these are their qualities, everything. So they feel that it is just a show business that we are doing. So in order to overcome this, first of all, let us have discussion with them. If they are agreeing to it, then it's okay. Otherwise, this disrespectful behavior is going to increase. Today's generation, you will find the most impactful thing is they are unable to balance wants and what is the line of execution. What are their wants? They always find that this is required, that is required. This is means they won't see, like in Marathi, आपण म्हणायचो की पांघरून पाहून अंथरून पाहून पाय पसरावे. So this generation is not meant for that, because they have got everything very easily, and they always find that there by hook and crook you have to get the things, because they want to satisfy their wants. So the line of execution starts from that point, that if I want to execute certain things, do I have all the resources with me? They don't bother about that, and sometimes in execution they fail because they might not have everything for execution. As I already explained, that balancing a relationship is a very, very difficult problem for them. Like when I was a principal of an engineering college, I tackled so many things, so many cases. People, like the girl, like a boy who was having a very nice bike, was having a lot of money to spend on her, and then continuously she was addicted to such things. Later on, the boy stopped doing all these things for her because his parents stopped paying a lot of money to him. And then the boy started avoiding the girl, and the girl thought that now he doesn't have a money spending capacity, so she shifted to another boyfriend. This is what is called as a fragile relationship. These girls or the boys, they are just luxury oriented. They are just want oriented because they don't know the essence of the eternal love. So that is what is happening, and that is causing a lot of frustration. We talk about depression. See, I always become amazed why people are depressed, because they don't have to do anything, because they are always thinking in one direction, that this is my direction and there should I go. They don't know the other things of relaxation. So they don't have any hobbies to inculcate for. If they have hobbies, if they have good friends, I don't think anybody will go in depression. So today's youth, they should try to have long lasting relationships. They should try to have good friends amidst them, so that they will be giving them proper suggestions. Then you will find that these kind of a things is not happening. Why these are frustrated? Because they are unable to fulfill the expectations of parents of themselves, which they have created unnecessarily. And then you will find that they are really frustrated, and then they will prone to bad habits. A girl came to me when I was sitting in the afternoon after my lunch, and she started crying. And we had a psychological counselor in our college. She said, sir, I want to resign. She said, I can't deal with this girl, because this is becoming very difficult for me. It is panic for me. I asked my lady psychological counselor, what happened, man? Just relax. And I asked the girl what happened. And I know everybody is adult in this group, so I don't bother to make this statement, which actually moved the earth from below my feet. The girl told me that I was with a boy last night, and the boy didn't utilize a condom. And I was so shattered listening to this statement. And my psychological counselor of the college, she was literally crying to listen to this statement. Dear parents who are listening, these things are happening in India. These things are happening in the cities of Maharashtra. Can you listen this? This was an experience which I went through, and literally I could not sleep the whole day. Such kind of things are happening. Two students of our institute, they took a video of a girl and boy who was physically involved, and then he started blackmailing the girl. Because and then the girl parents were informed, and I told them that you have to tackle this issue very nicely, because you should not be very strict. At the same time, you should have good impact on your daughter. You know what the parents did to me? They said, this video is morphed. This is not my daughter. You people are blaming my daughter for nothing, because you know that I am a person who can pay a lot of things, and I can. So these kind of things are happening. People, instead of counseling the sons or daughter, they are protecting for wrong acts. Can you think of such a thing? Can you think before 10 years it was happening in India? It has started happening. You will find that the youth of today are finding lot many sources of drugs. From where they bring, I don't know, but they bring such things, and then they start doing it. And when there is an innocent boy who thinks and thinks, and then the company forces him, and he also gets succumbed to all such situations. Then the next problem which we tackled was live-in relationship. This is happening mostly in Pune, Mumbai, but I came across such situation in Nagpur also. In the final year, when there was a farewell function, there was a great fight between a boy and girl, and the girl was throwing her sandals to a boy. And then incidentally, one of our faculty members, he went after them, and they got hold of a boy. The boy said, this girl has become mad. She's psyche. And then we asked the girl, then the girl said, sir, it's nothing, we are just fighting. And the next day she came crying, and she told that we were living together since last 2 years, and they told the house owners that they are brother and sister. I was so frustrated to listen to this statement, that a relationship like a brother and sister was spoiled by these two people who were living. They were in relationship, and now at the farewell, the girl started, she was after the boy that you have to introduce me to your parents, because we need to marry now. And he said, no, it was not decided by us that we will be marrying. It was your consent, it was my consent. Because of that, we lived in relationship. Dear parents, dear people who are listening to, such things have happened. I have experienced this. I have counseled such students a lot. I tried to take them out from such situations, but these things happen in India too. We have imbibed lot many bad things, lot many such things from Western culture, that we cannot stop now these things. One thing which we can do is constant counseling to such kind of people who are coming across some situations. Then I just heard about so many things like acid attacks and other things which are happening. Then one way kind of a relationship, one way love. Then some youth who are unable to s- receive such no from girls, they have revengeful attitude, and this revengeful attitude is very very dangerous. This either creates two ways. One way, the boy or the girl gets so frustrated and they start developing depression or such kind of a things, that they really start lis- reading about the articles on suicides. They really start thinking about the ways where they can end their life or others life. Means either they will find a way to spoil the life of a girl or a boy, or they will try to finish their own life. This is really a bad thing, which is actually a result of all these things which are happening. People, they don't go for good things on it. They will find how other people committed suicide, what are the ways, and they start learning because their psychology has got disturbed. They are continuously in these thoughts, they are not mixing with other people, they are not deviating from their thoughts, because they don't have anything to do rather than doing that thing only. So some people, they are succumbed to drugs. Drug abuse is a common problem nowadays. I heard from my friend in Goa that even the engineering college students, they always go to such parlors where always there are many drugs mafias, and these students, they spend the entire night. So this is the picture outside. So how we are going to tackle this generation, and how we are going to curb all these things? Because as educators or as parents, we have lot of responsibility on our shoulders to curb these psychological disorders which are happening in students nowadays. So how you can effectively deal with the psychology? So what are the roles of the parents? We always feel that students have outside impact. It is not the case. The personality starts beginning from the childhood, and what parents should do and what they should not be doing, it is very important. Please listen to all these points, because these points are not taken from any Google site, or these are not taken from anything. These are all taken from my own experiences, after talking with several parents, after dealing with so many students from last 10-15 years, and then knowing what kind of things are happening, and then some phone calls and some experiences of other people. First and the most important thing for all parents, you have to reduce your expectations. Expectations lead to frustration, because you are always expressing your expectations, and that is harmful for them, because they have not yet developed their capabilities. Let them develop their capabilities, let them start thinking about themselves, and then you will find that they are building their own opinions. Why you are forcing your own expectations on them? You should not be forcing anything on them. You are forcing your own choices, and then it happens that there is a less dialogue between the parents and the wards, because you are always putting some burden on them. This is a very very bad habit. Please leave this habit. Those whose wards are in 7th 8th standard, they should always think that we should not be expecting much. We should only be giving unconditional love and unconditional support to the wards. If you give unconditional support, that is real love. Love with expectations is not a true love. Forcing is not a true love. A true love will always work, because they are individuals, they belong to Z generation, and now you have to give space to them. This is very very important. Don't compare them with their friends or with your relatives, or with the cousins. They get hurt. they will be losing their own strength. If you continuously compare them with other people, they really are hurt, because they will find that you are always comparing them, and then they start really sabotaging. They will find that, no, I won't be doing anything, I won't be doing. They won't be listening you. They will always be quarreling with you, because they don't like comparison. Today's youth or today's younger generation, they don't like comparison. Let them be like they are. Appreciate their qualities, appreciate what best they have. Don't find what they don't have. Don't find what others have and they should imbibe. What best things they have in them, what have they imbibed, and what is they are good at. So it is your duty. So don't compare. And you are, we people have this an ability to blame them for anything. If they take certain assignment, if they go for certain things, but they, and you are of the opinion that that won't work, so you start blaming. If they don't become successful, that I was telling you this is not going to happen, I was telling you don't go for that. And what did you do? See what XYZ has done, see what that person has done. I asked you to go for medical entrance examination and you opted for mathematics. See how many marks you have got in mathematics. You have got only 58. See, you have got 82 in biology. You should have got 96 actually if you have not dealt with mathematics. So this is the case you are doing with your, in such case where they are failed, you just have to motivate them that you can do better. You can do better in this field. Just find an alternative. So blame game is becoming vast because parent expectations are increasing a lot. And that's why I feel parents should control themselves. Fulfilling their demands every time is also not a good thing, which parents are doing from childhood. Okay, if they ask for something and you are going for it, nothing. You have to make them habitual to say no. No, you are not getting this because it is not possible for me to do certain things of your choice. I, because it is hard sometimes for you to spend money, and then you find some other things. You just take money from other persons, and then it becomes a burden for you. So fulfilling their unnecessary demands is not required by parents. You should, if you have unwatchful freedom, you have given unwatchful freedom, means you have given freedom to go here and there, and you are not watching silently, you are not observing silently, you will find that they will take advantage, because they know that you are not watching them. You are staying carefree about them. You should not be doing them. Bindas nahi rehna hai, because you have to have watch without their notice. They should not be noticing that you are watching them. Suppose आज शाम को उन्होंने कहा है कि आप वो कहीं एक्स्ट्रा लेक्चर के लिए जा रहे हैं, यू हैव टू जस्ट स्पीक श्योर दैट वो एक्स्ट्रा लेक्चर को ही जा रहे हैं. यू हैव टू जस्ट टेक इंफॉर्मेशन इनडायरेक्टली कहीं से भी कि वो एग्जैक्टली किस पर्पस से जा रहे हैं. समटाइम्स they may tell you fake, they may have some other plan, and then they may tell you. So you have to just be watchful. You don't have to do policing. There is a difference. There is a very thin line between policing and remaining very strict. So you have to have watchful freedom. Okay, you should give some freedom so that they will feel that my parents are supporting me, but at the same time you should have a watch. You should talk to their friends sometimes, and just casually. They should not be noticing that you are taking information from them. Sometimes what parents are doing, their words are with them, and then parents start doing social media, like they start using WhatsApp, they start using Facebook, and then they don't deal with, because that is a time when your sons or daughters are wanting to talk to you. They are in drawing room, so they feel that there should be some communication, but you are curbing that communication. So such time you have to immediately keep off your mobile, because it is the time, it is called as quality time, when you people are discussing with each other. If the discussions don't happen, then naturally there will always be a communication gap between the wards and the parents. Then you should not be gossiping and expressing negative comments about the relatives and about the friends. They will develop a very negative impression about yourself. because this generation doesn't want gossip. They don't want that you are blaming the people. They don't want that he is a real uncle or real aunt and then they are gossiping about them. They are not telling good things about them. They don't like it. So don't do it. You may privately discuss among yourself, like husband and wife are discussing, but you should not be discussing these things in front of your wards. Then don't debate or quarrel in front of them. Most of the time it is happening. Like I'll tell another incident that a girl from our college, at 8 p.m. she left from college and she went back from Wardha to Nagpur railway station directionless. She caught a train and then directionless she was, and she went on Nagpur station and she was sitting there for 1 hour. A very nice person came over there and he wanted to help, and later on in the morning we asked the girl why you were there. She said, my parents are quarreling a lot every day. When I go back home I find that they quarrel on certain topics, and yesterday they fought a lot on an issue whether to give smartphone to me or not. If I be given smartphone, I will be misutilizing it, whereas both of them utilize it a lot. And then on my freedom, they were hammering. So this girl was frustrated and she thought a lot. And in that process, she went on to Nagpur railway station. And fortunately, the good person was there. Otherwise, she would have got into a different situation. So such things are happening. So it is, the roots may be lying in our home. So you have to see that if there are some problems, we should tackle them in our home only. When their friends are around, don't complain about them. Some of you might be thinking that yes, these are the things which are happening. If 3 or 4 friends are coming and then you start complaining about your own ward, oh, your own son, see, he is not doing homework, he is not very particular, he is not getting early in the morning, he is not brushing his teeth or taking bath every day. If you try to tell such things, complain about your own son or daughter, they will feel embarrassed. They will feel that my parents are not my own parents. They always tell negative things about me, and then they will develop some kind of not in their mind that no, I won't be discussing anything with my parents. Some parents who have a very different culture in their homes, like when we talk about the middle class or upper middle class, we don't have such kind of a thing. But when there is a culture in your home that drinking and smoking is allowed in home, I think you should still be very, very cautious that you are avoiding drinking and smoking when the son and daughters are amidst you. They don't see you with respect at that time, or they will try to imbibe you, because sometimes some parents are idols for their sons or daughters, so they will try to imbibe you. So don't do all such things. Then commenting every time on their acts and giving suggestions unnecessarily when not needed has to be avoided. It is happening in every home, I know. Every time your son or your daughter comes and you start suggesting on the things which they are doing, let them do. Let them learn the things practically. If you try to tell them what is going to happen and what will happen, when they will learn. This is practical learning. If they are not practically learning, naturally their learning process will go slow, and they don't like that you are suggesting everything, what will happen and what may not happen, and what way they should be doing and what way they should not be doing. I know after 16th, they will always feel that I should be deciding my own things. I should be responsible for what I am doing. They don't like that you every time suggest, you every time interfere in their own thinking process. So this is what is important. So these are all don'ts. Now what are do's then? What you should do? What is parents' roles and responsibility? I think all parents should give the wards a chance to decide about their career. In today's world, it is important that parents should give freedom to their sons or daughter to decide about career. Engineering, medical, CA, all these are our expectations. Why I'm telling this right from bottom of my heart, my elder son wanted to pursue computer science and engineering, not from Nagpur. So he told me that I won't be even getting admitted to VNIT if I get. So he didn't get in VNIT for computer science, he got for metallurgy. So it was his word. But then he said, now I want to go to such private university which have an atmosphere like a foreign atmosphere, because I want to be growing in a city where uh, where where people from different states are coming, so I will be imbibing each culture. That was a good reason. So we gave him an age, we thought. Then he gave entrance about 3-4 private universities, and finally he got to one of the private universities. So he started pursuing his computer science and engineering. At the end of third year, he told me that I am not going to deal with any computer software development, I'm not going to have any engineering aspect, because I took some electives which were operation research and then strategic management. He started developing interest in management field. So he just told me, he didn't ask me should I do that. So then I understood this, that he didn't ask me. So my initial response was like a conventional parent. I told, no, I admitted you to computer science and engineering. I know, I was thinking that you should be going to Google or Amazon. This was my first reaction. Then I understood that I'm wrong, because his interest area is different now. So he wants to pursue his own career. Then immediately I corrected. I just told him, okay, think twice. And then if you find these things are good, you are doing good in this thing, okay, it's okay for me. Then after 2 years, the situation came when my younger son passed 12th, and right from 5th standard, he told us that he will be a music composer. He was very good, I should tell you, in studies. He was good in mathematics and science, scoring more than 90% marks up to 9th standard. 10th standard, he couldn't score 90, but he scored very 87% in 10th standard. But he told that I am going to be music composer. I don't want to go for engineering and other things. We just respected. We told him to complete his 12th, and then we will have final discussion. So we facilitated him. We took him to several people who are into this field. They guided him, and then he made his consolidated decision that yes, I want to pursue this career. And now I should be telling you people why I am giving this lecture and why it is from bottom of my heart, because we allowed him to get admitted to A.R. Rahman School in Chennai, wherein we not a single time we gave him an idea that you should be doing engineering because you have scored good marks, or you are getting admission to, or I am principal of an engineering college, so it is easy for you to get into my college. We didn't for a single time we didn't say that. We admitted him. He's very happy, he's doing nice things, and he's creative in that field. So parents' role is to give the chance to their wards to decide about their own career. This will help them to flourish a lot in their life. Otherwise, of your own choice, they may not get good age, they may be frustrated, and then they will find different paths. So give them a chance, but facilitate them. It's not that they will be deciding at all. After all, we are their parents, so we will be facilitating them. We will be taking them to several people who are expert in that field, and we will be getting the guidance. That is important. Then all these discussions should be in congenial atmosphere and very friendly manner, because I already told you that lalayat panchavarshani dashavarshani tadayet prapte tu shodashe varshe putre mitravat आचरेत. 16 साल के होने के बाद हर बच्चे को फ्रेंड जैसा ट्रीट करना है. So you should have always a friendly discussion, because now they are grown adults. They will try to overcome you, and then they will try to be better than you. So you will have to facilitate. So every discussion, whatever happens regarding their career, regarding their friends, regarding whatever activities they are doing, everything should be in congenial manner and a very friendly manner. What our role has to be, we have to build confidence in them. Whatever they do in their life, they should be very, very confident. So for building that confidence, you should always be supportive to them. Your support is very, very important. Their close friend support is very important. Their teacher's support is very important. Then they can build the confidence. So encouragement and facilitation are the two words which are very, very important in the life of such people, of youth, because by encouragement, by facilitation, these people can just cover miles and miles of progress in their path. When you are unable to do certain things, like my son is now asking me to just try for the Berklee School of Music in Boston. Then we found that it is the expenditure which is there is 60 lakhs per annum, then I immediately told that right now I'm not in a position to give you 60 lakhs. I will have to take education loan, but I will think after 2 years. So this is the thing, you have to discuss financial status, what is possible for you and what is not possible. You should be discussing very friendly with them. You can put your balance sheet, because they are friends now, the best friends. You should always refer to them as your best friend. They will be very, very happy. You always, whenever I tell them, sometimes I call them, hi my best friend, how are you? In the morning, if you start a day with this, they will gain confidence in you that yes, my father is really friendly with me. How your friend doing? How is that XYZ girl? So that kind of a discussion you should always be with your words, but always be watchful without coming in their notice. You have to be very watchful at the time, because you have seen so many things. So you know that certain bad things can affect. So you have to be always watchful. When you are together, discuss. Talk regarding their activities, their friends, very friendly manner. What their friends are doing, what kind of people they are. You should always have some data. Otherwise, to whom they are meeting, you don't know. With whom they are spending their evenings, you should be knowing about that. So in friendly manner, if you discuss with them, they will definitely share everything with you. Then the most important thing is you have to appreciate. If they are doing good things, even if they are doing good for, like my son did something for me at the start of this session, I just said thank you so much, Parishrut. So this is good, you did a good job for me, now I can have a good confidence. So such kind of things, appreciation is very important in life. Just think of yourself, if you are not appreciated by other people, you will feel disgusted, right? A human being requires recognition. If you are recognized for anything, you can do anything, you can do wonders. If you are recognized, if you are rewarded, so it is very important for any individual that he gets rewarded, he gets recognized. So it may be from your relatives, it may be from parents, it may be from friends. Then for a good human being, help and cooperation in home is also important. You should always be asking them to help their mom in certain things. Just take cut vegetable or wash some dishes. It is very important that they should understand the value of labor. It is very important. Most of the time what happens, we don't allow our, because we know we have resources, we have people to do this work at home, we don't ask our sons or daughters to do this. But you start doing it and you ask them to do certain things, they will start doing it, they will enjoy it, because everything has to be enjoyed when it is in collaboration with each other. So it is very, very important. Then when there are friends around you, their friends of course, you should be very jolly. You should be passing on jokes like your friends. Okay, so they will feel that you are amidst them, you are among them, so they won't feel disgusted, they won't feel that I should not be sharing this and that. The atmosphere should be that friendly. Like I said, that appreciate the good acts, but at the same times, if they show some indiscipline and indecent activities, you will have to express your dissatisfaction in a proper way. Okay, of course you can't beat after 16, it's not good, because they will take it otherwise. So but you help, if they are doing certain indecent, or they are just imbibing indiscipline in them, you have to just object on this. You have to express dissatisfaction in a good manner, so that will at least send a message that it is not accepted in home. It is very important. Everything has not, like, we don't have to just unko just goody goody karke rakhna hai, aise nahi. After all, you are parents, so your role is to mold them also, because you are playing with the psychology. So ये psychology play करते करते आपको ये चीजों का भी ध्यान रखना है कि वो always अच्छा अच्छा नहीं करना है. Always अच्छा करने से भी वो सर पे बैठ जाएंगे. इसलिए you have to object on certain things, because you have to remember that emotional quotient of this generation is not up to mark, because I always feel that seeds are not being sown properly. हम बी बोझ अच्छा नहीं बो रहे हैं, इसलिए फल कैसे अच्छे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं हम लोग. हमारी बीजे अगर हम अच्छे बोले तो फल तो अच्छे आने वाले हैं, राइट? So that's why if we expect that the good quality fruits should come on the trees, we will have to sow the seeds properly with proper nurturing, like a fertilizer. And then we will find that this generation is also keeping their emotional quotient very nicely. So parents, please listen, do all those things and don't do the things which I told, because your role is very, very important. Actually, when people join personality development classes, it is not at all important. Personality doesn't get developed like that. Personality is in fact a very long process when a child is a fetus. Okay, what sanskars you are doing right when he is with his mother, it is very, very important. क्यों अभिमन्यु ने इतना सब सीखा? So personality starts developing right from fetus stage, and then it starts growing with the experiences. So how we are molding, how we are developing, how we are grooming is very, very important, because जो भी चीज start होती है वो घर से start होती है. So if parents have good abilities, if parents are doing certain good things, naturally their other generation will try to follow this. It is very, very important that these do's and don'ts are to be followed very scrupulously. Now, these are some of my observations. I am giving you as an introspection for everybody, including me, of course. Okay, it can be easy to focus on the negative, right? नेगेटिव फोकस करना बहुत इजी बात है, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू द राइजिंग जनरेशन. बहुत इजी है, हम लोगों को ब्लेम कर रहे हैं, बेटे ऐसे नहीं कर रहे, बेटे वैसे नहीं कर रहे, आजकल की जनरेशन तो ऐसी हो गई है. हमारे ये कॉमन स्टेटमेंट्स है, राइट? यार इनको कुछ भी बताओ ये तो सुनते ही नहीं है, इनको कुछ भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, ये हमारी चीजों में इंटरेस्ट लेते नहीं है, पढ़ते नहीं है, बुक्स तो पढ़ना आता ही नहीं है. ये सारी चीजें करना कितना ईजी है बोलना. Plenty of reports label our children as selfish, narcissist, lazy, and whatever you want to say that. When these concerns starts to nag me, I try to consider these things. See, everybody, these are the questions for me as well as for you also. Have I encouraged innovation and curiosity in my children? Ask yourself, really? Have you encouraged innovation and curiosity in your children? Can you support them as they take different paths from your own? Can you support them? If doctors are listening, they will always feel that their what should be doctors. I am an engineer, so I want my sons to be engineers. So, but can you support them if they want to choose different fields? Am I pushing my personal goals on my children or encouraging them to set their own? What is happening with you? Are you pushing your own expectations, or are you encouraging them to pursue their own goals? And then finally, with such a situation around, COVID situation around, and then a lot of pandemic and other things are happening, how I taught them how to be safe. This is not only for pandemic, but safer in various, there are several antisocial elements in the society. People travel, people go here and there to different countries. So there are several safety norms which you should be telling, especially to the girls. We should be telling more and more things. The mom should discuss very frankly with the girls that these things may happen, that things may happen. Sometimes you have to share some experiences of friends, and that will give a good idea to them that what can happen. So wherever they are traveling alone, or they are coming across any patient, something. So these are all safety things. So by answering all these questions, I can see how my parenting is either succeeding or failing short, and I need to see if I need to change myself or I need to change my attitude. That's the way I can better support my children, and I can allow their strengths to shine. If you allow their strengths to shine, definitely you will find that they are good human beings, they are good professional. They will never come across some situations which are like frustration, depression, or whatever negative things we talk about. So introspection from parents is very, very important. Then the second stakeholder is teacher. Teacher has got a great role and great responsibility on their shoulders, because teaching profession is such a noble profession, such a rewarding profession, where they have got lot of responsibility. We as teachers, we always feel that what best we can give to our students, because we always want to be their role model, right? Because we always want that whatever good we will be doing or whatever bad we will be doing, definitely our students will try to imbibe us. So as a role model, the first important thing is that the teacher should inculcate the values of respect. If they start respecting the individuality of the students will also respect the teachers. They need to imbibe qualities such as sharing knowledge, sharing things, sharing resources with their brothers, sisters, or with their friends, colleagues, or even their teachers. They should have ability of sharing. They should always care about people who are with them, who are staying with them, and who are always with them, or who are responsible for making them. Then in schools, there should always be lessons for equality. Equality in gender, equality in religion, equality in caste, everything. People should always be recognized by their names only. I always feel that. Why you ask about my surname? Why don't you ask about only my name? So equality is always there, and that value should be imbibed, that he is belonging to XYZ religion or ABC caste. This should not be at all the things to them. Hard work is such a quality which has to be taken in the school. Teachers should make the students work very, very hard. They should give the values of dedication. If youth get values of hard working, dedication, they will find that these qualities will help them a lot. So a teacher's role is very important from this point of view, because hard work and dedication doesn't have any alternative, right? Everybody who is on good position now, they have understood the importance of hard work. They have understood how responsibly we have to take the things so that we go ahead, as well as our organization progresses. So dedication is very important. Besides dedication, the importance of time should be understood. Time management has to be taught very properly. This is a problem, definitely a problem with today's generation. You see waking time. They wake up at 11 a.m. They go to bed at say 2 a.m. And these are the things. These are very common thing. The hostel life they are living whenever they are in home also. So time management is a thing where we will have to work really hard. We will have to tell them the essence of sleeping in the night, getting early in the morning, because that proverb, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, is now becoming extinct, because today's generation is an IT generation where they are working very hard whole night and they are sleeping the entire day. So this is somewhat becoming difficult for us. But now, since they have some kind of a schedule, that schedule has to be maintained properly. Crisis management is what we talked about when we talked about adversary quotient. Crisis management is very important. If people don't do properly with the crisis, they don't adjust with the crisis, and they don't find the ways to deal with the crisis, they will find themselves in difficulty. So these are the values which are very important, which are to be taught by the teachers. Honesty, if the teacher is honest, the students would bound to be honest. Honesty is very, very important. Honesty is the best policy, is everlasting proverb, because it's really takes you out of any situation. If you try to be false, if you try to be dishonest, you will find that you will have to face so many questions and so many problems you will come across. Then everybody should have good etiquette and mannerisms. Etiquette and mannerisms are really one more thing. आप सबने ये देखा होगा कि जैसे आप अपने एल्डर्स को विश करते हो, आप झुकते हो, पैरों को छूते हो, तब आपके जो डॉटर एंड सन्स है वो आपके पीछे रहते. दे विल नेवर ट्राई टू डू इट ऑफ देयर ओन. दे विल जस्ट इम्बाइब. तो कम से कम हमको ये सिखाना तो है. एटलीस्ट दे शुड ट्राई, दे शुड डू इट. मुझे पता है ज्यादातर यंगस्टर्स नाउअडेज दे डोंट फील प्रॉपर कि they just say that namaste kiya ho gaya. So that is their argument. But then you will have to tell them this is Indian culture. We should not be losing good values of Indian culture. So these etiquette, these mannerisms are very, very important. Greeting, respecting elders, even your grandparents should be respected very properly. You should take care of them. You should provide them the medicines. You should ask them कि आप उनके पैर दबा के दे सकते हो. ये सारी values आपको imbibe करनी है. वैसे ही टीचर ने ये सब सिखाना है colleges में, schools में. They should always focus on these aspects, and these are exactly what are called as good human qualities. Today's teachers should be facilitators, because information is very well available in all media. So today's teachers role is a facilitator rather than like a teacher. So they will have to facilitate. They will have to tell from where they can get information, from where they can take a lot of good things. So they have to facilitate, and then they have to solve difficulties. They have to counsel. They have to guide the student. That is their important role. They have to take the students on a right path. It is the role of the teacher. It is a responsibility responsibility of the teacher. They should constantly strive for betterment of students, and students should come to them with confidence and faith. Today's facilitators, they should ensure that no student should be left, no student should hesitate to come to them. The student should feel absolute confidence in the teacher that if I go to this teacher, my difficulty is going to be solved. The teacher is so fine that he will not only be solving my academic difficulties, but my personal difficulties will also be solved by teacher. He is a good person and I can always count on him or her. That is very important role. I think the teacher's role nowadays, that they should carry out the SWOT or SWOC analysis. Everybody knows about this, that strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, or instead of threats, once we can say as challenge. There are several challenges, and then what are the strengths of that particular student? Okay, what are his weaknesses? So right from school, the teachers should start working. That's why nowadays guidance teachers, okay, and then teachers are allotted for X number of students so that they know what are the strengths of students, and they start working on their weaknesses. So this is how actually the guidance should go on. This is how the facilitation should go on. The SWOT analysis or SWOC analysis is very, very important when the student goes, say, in 7th standard. So he has some standards, and then what he can do later in his life can be known from this analysis. So this analysis is very, very important tool in knowing where he can go, what career he can choose. Then you can conduct psychometric tests also. These are also very important available tools in psychology, that if you conduct a psychometric test, you will find what are exactly the things where students are good at. What is his thinking procedure, what best he can do in his life, what is the direction where he can do miracles, where he is not good. So naturally from these references, it will be becoming easier. Nowadays parents are not doing this. These tools are available since long. So every parent should ensure that they should carry out these tests. And if you go to professionals, they won't charge you much. They will be merely charging you 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees for this test, because they will be scientifically evaluating all these things. So I know that this scientific evaluation will help. So teachers, if they learn all these things and they do at their schools or in junior colleges, it is very, very good things. And then EQ test has to be performed. Nowadays in engineering, for better employment, we are doing aptitude tests for students. We are asking them to go for good aptitudes, good logical reasoning, good analytical reasoning, which will fetch them good jobs. So these are some of the tools which we are doing. So when the youths enter into actual youth category, they should have done all this SWOT analysis, psychometric tests they should have appeared for, because their parents and their teachers should know what qualities they are imbibing, what are they best at, and what they are not good at. This will be helping. So I request all the teachers to please value their students. Not only do you should give them value education, but you should be their good guide, their good counselor. You should be telling them what is good for them, and you should just convince them what is good for them. So this teacher's role plus parents' role in combination with good coordination and communication will really do wonders for students. So what are the influencing ways? I will be finishing. I have half 5 to 10 minutes more. Hello, Prashant.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
How 10 minutes can I take?
5 minutes, then you will have some question answers.
Okay, I'll just briefly go through most of the important influencing ways. Okay, so in influence, I'll just tell some of the things that if some students come to you, talk to them very decently. Okay, empathize with them. Don't blame them, and don't be showing such kind of a body language that they have done certain wrong things. Like one student came to me who was guilty of breaking some bathrooms fittings, and then we caught him, and then he was called to my office. I didn't scold him immediately. I just told him, what has happened to you? Why are you doing all these things? I tried to empathize with him. I tried to gain confidence that he has done not purposefully, because I thought that he might have done all these things in such in any influence, or might be he was discouraged with some of the things. So that's why you have to empathize with them. As I told you that charity begins at home. So if you start from your home, if you start to do things for your own children, naturally you will try to do it for your own students also. Very important for a counselor or guide that he should be good listener. He should first listen what exactly the problem is. He should give proper attention. This is very important. If you don't attend a person properly, you are not going to understand anything out of that. So you have to listen, you have to understand what the person is going through. Then if he is going through good things, first of all you have to encourage good qualities among him, and then if he is bad at something, you have to counsel very strongly, sometimes with a good note, sometimes by what you can say mild threatening, not exactly कि मैं तुमको कॉलेज से निकाल दूंगा या फिर मैं तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स को आके सारा बता दूंगा और आप 15 दिन के लिए सस्पेंड हो जाओगे, आप 1 महीने के लिए सस्पेंड हो जाओगे. These are not mild things. आपको ये बोलना है कि I will observe you for 3 days. अगर मुझे ये नहीं दिखा तो then I will have to take strict steps. He understands. Most of the time he understands. But if he doesn't, then you have to go at second stage, that you have to suspend a person for 5 days. Always don't go towards much harsher actions, because most of the human beings try to understand if you are good, if you are empathizing, and if your approach is good. So most of the time it happens that our approach immediately becomes stricter or harsher. So it is not necessary in 90% of the cases. In 10% of the cases it is important. In 10% of the cases you will find that students really need very harsh treatment. So in that case you don't have anything than bamboo lagana. Okay, so sometimes you have to do, see, every human being is different. So that time you have to take stricter steps. Guidance counseling, that's why it's a very, very important area in which you should be having a good command on. You should always you always guide the students in proper ways, proper direction. You will find that most of the parents are unable to guide because they are not that educated. Like when I see my institution, I found that 45% of the parents are farmers or class 3, class 4 employees. So how can they know the essence of all these things? How can they know the essence of internship? How can they know the good placement? So they don't know anything. So in such cases they try to impose some things on their wards. So in such case you have to just be with them, you have to tell their parents. So sometimes you have to have both way communication. So that is very important. Building confidence is very, very important. If you are influencing, I always tell that don't just do, you have to influence. You are a teacher, you are a leader. So anybody who wants to be a leader has to have an influencing ability. Influencing ability is very, very important, because by your own example, sometimes what happens, the student has gone through breakups, the student has gone through a relationship problem even with the parents, then he is frustrated. So what you have to do, you have to tell different stories, and sometimes you have to craft your own story that has not yet happened. I have done this. मैंने कभी कभी ऐसा किया है कि मैंने अपनी खुद स्टोरी बनाया मेरे स्टूडेंट एज की कि ये सिर्फ तुम्हारे साथ नहीं हुआ है, मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ था जब मैं स्टूडेंट था. So these things happened with me. एक ब्रेकअप की भी मैंने झूठी स्टोरी बता दी, एंड देन आई थॉट कि मैं 3-4 साल तक बहुत था, लेकिन मेरे दोस्त ने मुझे बाहर निकाला. सी दे फील कि ये मेरे अकेले के साथ नहीं हो रहा, ये प्रिंसिपल के साथ भी हो गया है. सो दे ट्राई टू फील कि नहीं, आई एम नॉट अनकॉमन. These are the common thing. Then he tries to come out of that situation, क्योंकि उसको ये महसूस होता है कि I am not the only person. Till that time he feels कि मैं सबसे बेकार आदमी हूँ ये लाइफ का. So ऐसे केसेस से आपको बाहर निकालना है स्टूडेंट्स को. The psychological counselor should have an ability to lure people. The psychological counselor should try to play with the minds of the people. आपको माइंड से खेलना पड़ता है. स्पोर्ट्स में भी लोग ऐसे ही सक्सेसफुल होते हैं. गेम्स में भी ऐसे सक्सेसफुल होते हैं। ये मैंने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया है टेबल टेनिस खेलते वक्त भी, कि आपको आगे वाले से जीतना है तो आगे वाले को आपको चिढ़ाना है, वो गलतियां करना चाहिए, तो ये सारी चीजें आपको आनी चाहिए। इट डजंट नीड साइकोलॉजी का स्टडी, आपको एमए साइकोलॉजी करने की जरूरत नहीं है उसमें। ये एक्सपीरियंस से आपको आएगा कि आप आगे वाले को कैसा टैकल कर सकते हो, आप आगे वाले से परफॉर्मेंस कैसे अच्छा निकाल सकते हो, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। और आप आगे वाले से हाउ यू कैन बिल्ड कॉन्फिडेंस इन अ पर्सन, दैट इज also your own capability. So you can build lot many things, you can give lot of confidence. Even if he is doing the smallest thing, you have to appreciate like anything, you have to publicly appreciate it, so that the people will feel ki, oh, I have done something very nice, so I am honored. So such kind of things you have to do. These are called as influencing ways. Today's youth require lot of empathization, they require lot of confidence, and they require lot of love and affection, which they are not getting sometimes at home. Most of the time parents are always cursing them, blaming them, and then they say कि तू नालायक है. सो इस तरीके से अगर वो घर में एटमॉस्फेयर ले तो उनकी कुछ भलाई नहीं होने वाली. सो एज ए टीचर वी हैव अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन आवर शोल्डर्स दैट you have to build their confidence. You have to take them in such a way that they will start seeing you as their idol, and whatever you will say they will start doing it. And then in such case you will start working on those people so that their performance gets influenced, they get improved. So this affectionate and caring language helps a lot. This is my experience. Most of the times I was blamed that I have a very lenient attitude towards students, but that is not the case. My own experience tells me that students never lost respect. मैंने उनके पास कई बार उनके कई पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम्स को मैं डील किया हूं, एंड आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट दैट I can become best friends for them. But एक प्रिंसिपल और एक स्टूडेंट की जो लाइन ऑफ एक्शन होती है वो भी कभी ब्रेक नहीं होनी चाहिए. इसके लिए मुझे थोड़ा माइंड को तकलीफ होती है, बट ये तकलीफ झेलने के लिए आप तैयार होने चाहिए, क्योंकि आपका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी वो है. I always feel that I have been sent on the earth for doing all these things to make this youth, to mold this generation. And then if you take this as a mission, if it is your passion, then naturally you will start doing all these things. You will start consolidating on the strengths of these students, and you will start working on their weaknesses. Once they understand that their weaknesses are now overcoming, they will feel very good, and they will also try to empathize with their teachers. They will try to behave very nicely. They will be trying to behave very nicely at homes, and you will find very very positive effects. So these are some of the ways where you can influence. And later on, whenever we meet personally, I will be giving you excellent examples how I dealt with 2 or 3 suicide cases in college, and these people are now good. In one student is in BNC on deputy engineer post, who tried to communicate suicide and called me at 2 AM that sir हम अपना लाइफ खत्म कर रहे हैं, हम कल से आपको नहीं दिखेगा. ऐसे केस में 2 बजे मेरी नींद उड़ा गई थी. वो बच्चे को मैंने सिर्फ डांट के कहा कि आप ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो, आप मुझे सवेरे 10 बजे ऑफिस में मिल रहे हो. एंड यू से वो लड़का 12:30-1 बजे तक कॉलेज नहीं आया. मेरा दिल धड़क रहा था. एंड देन आई फाउंड हिम कॉलेज के बाहर. मुझे लगा उसको दौड़ के हक करूं, बट आई कुड नॉट डू इट बिकॉज आई वाज प्रिंसिपल. बट आई मोल्डेड हिम लाइक एनीथिंग, एंड वो पर्सन आज डेप्यूटी इंजीनियर है. ये एक छोटा सा मुझे अचीवमेंट बताना था, बिकॉज I feel that influencing really does miracles. And if you really want to do miracle, just work on your wards, just work on the students to whom you have got, and you will find that your life is meaningful. I also want to become a good person like some of my professors, and I really am marching towards that. ह्यूमन बीइंग हो, कुछ मिस्टेक्स हो जाती है, बट मिस्टेक्स करने से ही हम कुछ लर्न करते हैं. सो आउट ऑफ मिस्टेक यू विल आल्सो बी लर्निंग अ लॉट. सो दैट इज हाउ you have to deal with today's youth, and you will find that these are some of the ways which I have dealt, and you will also be doing nice things. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful session. I mean, we have very deep insight, and we can see your experience coming out of every sentence. We have some questions on chat, and then first time we are going to get some questions live because we already crossed 8:30. The first
Okay.
question is from Mr. Jadhav. If I
Okay.
just can find out that question. And then we have got two questions from one Mr. Manzoor Mirza and one Mr. Jadhav. I'll just
Okay.
come to that.
I have that question, Abasab. So the question
Yeah,
from
please.
Jadhav is, how do we
Sir,
make
can
some,
you stop sharing your screen?
Just a minute.
Go ahead, Prashantji.
yeah. So,
Okay.
so Dr.
Is it okay?
Narendra, we have a question from
Yes, yes.
Rajendra Jadhav.
Okay.
Wants to know, how do we make someone open up to us? Many times people don't open up until situation is severe.
That is a wonderful question, because it's really difficult to open up a person. First of all, you should have some impression of yourself first. Okay, it is not with the stranger. It is not going to happen with the stranger at all. You should have some image. Like it is easier for me because students have some image of a principal, and if the principal himself goes and asks, how are you doing well, are you finding some difficulties, then the students tries to speak. So in such cases, if the person is stranger, you will have to first gain confidence. You will have to first introduce yourself, and you will have to show the concern, and then only the person will slowly start opening up, because understanding is the shortest distance between two individuals. Okay, so this understanding is very important. If there is understanding, naturally it happens. So like in my experiences, it's not so difficult, because uh, there is a different charisma to a principal's post, and student feel honored if a principal asks, how is your mother, I heard that your mother was not well, so are you taking care of her? So he feels very nice, and then he starts discussing some other issues, and slowly later on he will come to you and he will open up. This has happened. Like no one has yet expressed directly to me. Even the suicide case which I told you, that person was not doing, and he was just getting away. Whenever he used to see me, he used to get away. But then I tried to catch that boy, because he was many people told me that he is behaving very awkward in class, so I need to talk to him. But then it took around 10 to 15 days to make him comfortable. So it's not easy.
Yeah, sir, we have Professor Manzoor Mirza from Islampur, Sangli. He wants to ask you one question.
Okay.
Manzoor, I am unmuting you. Yes,
Okay.
Manzoor.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your lecture. I am Professor Mirza from RIT, Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology, Rajaram Nagar, and I am working as a head of the counseling cell. So under this, we have had tried for a different psychometric diagnostic test for the first year students, and we hire the different agencies for that. But these different agencies have the different methodologies to conduct the tests. And one more thing, it is actually their costing, it was around 1 to 3,000 actually. But my question it is, if we go for the some tests which are available free on the internet, what is your opinion, sir?
First of all, let me tell you that these tests are important, very important, because of today's generations and problems. But these psychometric tests need to be very, very sincerely attempted. It is to be told to students that they should be very natural in answering those questions, because you might have seen the formats of this test, that there are some questions which are asked in different ways. One question, similar questions can be asked 3 times. One may be at number 4, one may be at number 18, one may be at number 63. But sometimes it is found that students have different answer for these 3. So it is confusing. The proper reading doesn't come out. So first of all, the psychological counselor should tell them that this is not going to give impact on any of their performances. This will be giving them an idea that what kind of things they have to do. So this is one thing. Second thing, he even in our city, the charges for psychometric tests vary from 1,000 to 3,000. It depends on the contact hours the psychological counselor is going to give to the students. If the counselor gives individual student time to discuss his test results, then he charges 3,000 rupees, otherwise 1,000 rupees, and then he submits the remarks, and then we tell the students. So if 3,000 is the charge, then the psychological counselor should counsel individually. There are some online tests which are available. You can go for that online test also. I will also be giving you some of the links which I have. So I will be sharing with Prashant, my friend, and then he can give it to you. But let me check the reliability of those tests. Let me first take on to students of mine, and then I will be recommending, because I have not gone through this. Till now, we have gone through the experts tests only. So I'm not much sure about online tests, but they are available. That's no.
Thank you, sir. There's another live question coming from another professor from my own institute, same RIT, Professor
Okay.
H.T. Zadu. Zadu, sir, I'm unmuting you. Please go ahead.
Sir, first of all, for having invited me and sharing the link. And secondly, I am very much thankful for the presentation by doctor. I don't know what extent my question is relevant, because it's a little personal in the sense, now my son, who is an 18-year-old, and he has done excellent in one of the exam, JEE 1. And now because of the COVID-19 situation, he is at home. Earlier he was in a hostel and he was doing excellent. So now he is losing momentum, like studies and study habits, the number of hours he is preparing for, and all those things have been, quite a small amount of time he prepare, because he has been preparing for last 2 years. And we worry if he lose the momentum, he may not, perform well in the exams, like coming up advanced exams. So how to deal with such a situation, like that's a confusion as far as my case is concerned. So if you can please help me.
I think Jadhav sir, my elder brother is sitting with me and he says that this is very common question.
Yeah, actually this is not irrelevant question. This is very relevant question.
Yeah.
And many parents have asked this question up till now. This is very obvious that students will lose their momentum, because there is uncertainty, and even they want to mix with their friends, everything. They in life we want all things. Like, we don't want only study. We want people to meet. We want friends to share. So it's but natural that he is going to lose momentum. But don't bother about that. If he is a person who has got substance to go into IIT, he will definitely bounce back once he get that motivation that I will have to appear again. And if he has dedication, then he won't be losing anything, because the fundamentals are now built in his mind. So don't worry about that. Only thing you have to tell him is don't deviate a lot.
So the question,
Up to a certain extent.
Dr. Narendra, the question here is, he has lost the interest because he's sitting at home due to COVID. So
Yeah.
there is a link there which needs to be established by Mr. Jadhav, and worked on that to motivate him back and do the further studies.
Okay, that's what I was answering. He should not be losing interest, because see, dedication and aim are two different things. Like, he should not be bothering about COVID and other things and what will happen and what won't happen, because everybody is facing the same problem. He is not the only person who is facing this problem. Many students have gone through such situation. So he has to keep his aim alive, because it is just a hindrance which has come, and he has to overcome that. So the parents' role is let him relax for some time, but he should always revise some portion. Make a timetable that for some time I will always be revising my portions, because otherwise what will happen, he will find difficulty when actual dates will arrive. So because now competition, some people are preparing very nicely. I know some students who are still, they are not losing anything. They are still practicing for advance and other things. So don't lose
Right.
anything.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
So there is one more question from Shupata Zavare. please tell how to deal with 13-year kid when we teach some values, good manners or behavior, and they straight away say no or refuse. How to teach them?
The best way to teach is to first show by practically what you are doing. You don't have to teach anything to 13-year-old. Okay, what are you practicing? They will try to follow that. Okay, and this age slightly is a teenage has started, right? He's a teenager now. So in teenage, there is a possibility that a person will respond awkward, like he will respond like this. So I think in some cases it happens. Don't try to repeat it many times that you have to do this and you have to do that. Just try to follow what you are doing. Just try, like you people are doing, you are showing respect to your elders. He's observing you. He's observing, okay, what my parents are doing. You don't have to hammer it many times. I think after some days he will understand. Let him
Sir,
grow.
I think there are few questions. I'll try to take a couple of them.
Okay.
There's a question from Bina Koku. Bina, are you there?
Yes, I am. I am.
Please go ahead.
Hello, doctor. I've been
Hello.
listening to this session and it's been very informative. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I'm a parent of 2 children. Both are in teens. You have given a lot of insights on how we should be managing them in every phase of their life, right? I have a question. Most of us would have not adopted what is being spoken about now. Now, if we have to come back to where it is supposed to have been, how do we start that, and where to begin and how to begin?
Okay. See, all the things which I told is also not practiced by me sometimes. It's very difficult because these are all ideal things which we discussed about, but these are not impossible things. These are definitely possible things. So discussion among the parents is first important. With discussion, you can always make some strategies. Okay, like
Okay.
even like in my, I always tell my case, because 23 years old and 19 years old son. So whenever we get abrupt answers, or we think that they have not responded properly, we don't react. What we do, we just see at each other, and later on when we are alone, we discuss what happened wrong. So you have to discuss and you have to formulate the ways. Okay, because you have to keep good communication in the family. For one instance or two instance, you can't have debates every time. So you have to work on, you have to start thinking about what can be done best. Okay, there are several ways. So those ways you have to imbibe, you have to practice. Practicing is important. See, practice se ho jata hai. I am confident that like when I deal with such problem, I always find कि मुझे भी क्या सोचना है, what improvement I should do in myself. So I learn. I sometimes I'm panic. Sometimes I express harshly to my son, and then immediately I understand that I was wrong. So you have to keep good communication. So
So
learn.
ideally, you're suggesting that we do a bit of homework before we even speak to both of.
Yeah,
before
but
we even
every day,
speak to
every
them.
time it's difficult. Every
Yeah.
time it's difficult because most of the communications are instant communications. But at the back of our mind, it has to be always thought कि this is a new generation. There is a generation gap, and then their independence is important. It is important because these are not going to listen to us because they have different aims, they have different strategies, and they have a different outlook towards life. So this has to be kept in mind, that their outlook is totally different.
Okay, doctor. Thank you so much.
I hope you are satisfied.
Yeah, I think I.
Main problem is that I am not psychologist, but these are all coming through like whatever discussions we do with my friends and other things.
Thank you, sir. We have a last question from Amit. Amit, if
Okay.
you are there, you have raised hand. Can you please go ahead and ask the question? Amit Manakshe.
He is our employee.
Okay, I'm not able to unmute him.
He is my colleague. He is my colleague.
Okay. ठीक है.
No, sir. Actually, I didn't ask any question. By mistake. it was-
Okay, okay.
Amit
you.
can ask me any question anytime.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I think it was really great session, and just for information of all for all attendees, I have posted links for Facebook page of Maitra Jivache as well as YouTube channel of GSS. This recording will be available there. And over to you, Prashant, for summarizing and saying bye.
Thanks, Abba sir. So, Narendra, before we could conclude, there were two questions. People are asking how to, what is the age for those psychiatric tests and where it can be done. So we will not take this question right now, but if you could post that answer on our group, we'll circulate it to them. We have
Surely. I will also consult with the psychological counselor and I will deal with it. Don't worry.
Sure, because we have, the subject was such that the time was limited.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us today. And thanks, Dr. Narendra, for such a wonderful session today. And we look forward for you to join us in the upcoming session of the future sessions which we have planned for. Thanks to JCS. Thanks to Jana Seva Samiti for joining hands with us. Thanks all. Once again, thanks Dr. Narendra.
And I also thank Abba Saheb, Prashant and Atul. Thank you so much. And it was like, it's my pleasure. And
Thank
keep
you,
in
sir.
touch. Keep
It
in
was
touch.
Our pleasure and our honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Yeah,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye.